As an actor, my tip to you is take viewers unawares. Try take viewers unawares. So I try doing sometimes in my performance in my acting. So you see maybe the guy or the woman or everybody is coming to the house and they're saying, Baba today, he said, and the guy is reading, and I'm sit down, and I go and I turn around, I'm like, couldn't you have just said it? With some subtlety, with some pain. Did you have to? You see, from slow, I say not from a flavor. Don't let them see it coming. Think that he's going to speak calmly, and then just switch. Endearing performance. Something that makes the audience go like, leave when they are watching, and then they'll be like, back. You leave, automatically, you leave the moment in the heart of the audience. By default. Next. So, this is a monologue I'm going to share. And after this, you will now go into your monologue. Now, give me sound. There is a point I would want you to pause. Don't go. There is a listing there. There is a point that you guys, have you seen my data? Yeah. Everybody? Yeah. Is actually no? Oh, sorry. There is actually, this is my best Roman film ever. Like, when I mean Roman, I mean like during Roman Empire time, you know, all these movies that I used to do back then. It's my best ever. And I'll tell you why. You know, after this, we have Troy. Braveheart is not Roman actually. It's more like Julius Caesar. No, 300. Sparta is 300. But the Roman style of filmmaking, like the Roman whatever. What I can only identify with is Gladiator and Troy. Which of you was watching that movie? Oh my god, that one, man. Unfortunately, when the actor died, I think the series died. So for me, this was my selling point, my most favorable moment in this movie, Gladiator. Now, pay attention, because I'm going to ask you a question on the actor's delivery, which is look at his emotions, listen to his tones. I will address it very quickly before you do your own monologue. Okay, thank you. Guys. Your fame is well deserved, man. I don't think there's ever been a gladiator's match. With this young man. What's it taking? Why doesn't he go reveal himself until I saw your real name? You do have a name. My name is Gladiator. How dare you show your back? Remove your helmet and tell me your name. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son,
husband to a murdered wife.
And stop. Actually, down, you're not seeing the strength and gravity in that line. And that line by him, when he called his name, and how he approached it. And if you know the story, you know this king tormented his life. He was meant to be his father. This one killed his father because his father was going to choose Russell Crowe over him to run the Roman Empire. It was throne greedy or leadership greedy, and then he wanted to kill this guy, kill his son, kill his wife, and he went through a deal. This is an army general, controlled the huge army of the whole of Rome. He brought him down to become a gladiator and a slave. So imagine the intensity of pain that guy he had bottled in to deliver this life. At this point, with ease, could say, kill him, behead him instantly, and it will be done. So, check the dialogue. And I shall have my revenge in this life or the next. So even if you kill me now, and my spirit or whatever, I will want you. Understand how things work in acting. That way, you will internalize better. So, we're going to talk about your emotional analysis of the actor, Russell Crowe. You're going to share with me, anyone who doesn't have any answers or you think that you can give me a breakdown of his performance there, share with me right now. Hands up. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Nouah again. Two things I noticed in his performance that were very vivid: pride and pain. You could see that he was someone that was of a high standing, and even though he had been reduced to a gladiator, a slave, he still spoke with a certain level of authority. And then he had to hold himself back. Like you could tell from his tone that he was in so much pain, but he was limiting himself because you could see he was staring at the person that had taken everything from him, but still he was composed. Like he even walked away first because he didn't want to say anything. Then until he was commanded, tell me your name. So then he to bottle or cap the level of his emotions at that point.
Thank you very much. That was a good analysis. Now, I want you to break it down. From what you've analyzed now, can you give me, when he modulated, a few times he modulated, the punchlines, the points he modulated, tell me exactly. I want to hear.
When he was saying father to a murdered son and husband to a murdered wife, you can see his tone was rising, like he was unity there. Good, perfect.
There was a tone rise there.
Yeah.
But if you notice, in the beginning, it sounded almost flat, like it was flat. But as flat as that was, did you or did you not feel the emotion?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes?
My name is Sarah. Do you think that the music contributed to how we felt
Yes, the
about
score.
his delivery?
Of course.
So that helped.
You see, do not, as an actor, think about the ambience or what's going to help. You are limiting yourself when you start to do that. The key factor, do you? You're the actor, huh? Do you? Thank you. Next. Yes.
My name is Eric. First and foremost, there was the emotional dynamics of the scene. There was the dynamics of the scene. So I felt like he, being the king, was the one who held the scene from the way he came and everything. And he was not like a slave person. But then you see how it moved from that person who was down onto the person who is commanding that sin. Because it takes over from when he turns back and speaks to him, and the power and the hurt and the pain and everything, even though he restrained it for a bit, when he finally let it all out, this guy, you could see him go back that, oh, this is someone who is dangerous and so the path is on a mission. So that part where he says his name and all of the things that's happened and the revenge was given. And I like the part where he says all of those things like father to the this and that to the this, and then he comes back and says in this life and the next life. So there's something very dangerous and menacing about someone you can't even predict where he's going to go next. So even he and the lady also, they were like, okay, we are really scared of this guy. This guy is crazy. There's sort of like a volcanic eruption with him. If you let him go, there's so much is bottled up inside that he's just going to go and go and go.
Thank you. I'm going to, please come back. I'm going to give you an insight. No, we're going to talk about the, right now, don't analyze what he has done for me. I want you to analyze his delivery. Talk about his modulation from the dialogue he gave. Today mentioned what was very key already, which is pride. You could feel the pride in his delivery, right? You could feel that he's a master, he's a general. You could see, you could tell the strength. My name, because that name and the title, was big at the time. And nobody else owns that name in the whole of Rome. So mentioning it every. So hence he did not shout, my name is no. He said it in a subtle way. You felt his pain and his pride when he said the name. My name is the army of pride. I'm giving you analysis. You're supposed to be doing that for me already. In fact, who's talking next? You. Okay. I'm not finished.
So I have 4 words that came to me when he was talking. So he was confident, he was definite, he was subtle, and then he was resolute.
Yeah.
So he already knew what he wanted to do. He didn't talk about it initially. So his voice, he introduced himself in a very subtle way. But we heard everything. Maximus, yeah. Like if you did not know my name before, if you heard it before, I forgot it. Now I'm telling you again.
Yep.
This is me. I'm alive. I'm not dead. So
Cool.
I'm back to deal with you. But let me remind you of what you've done. This was what you did, and he did everything. He did, even when he was modulating, he did not shout. He just punched those lines to make him remember what he did. And then he went straight to me to tell him, I will kill you here or after. It was resolute. There was nothing.
There was resolute.
So those were the 4 things that came to mind when I saw his eyes. Because it's not his eyes, not his voice.
Not his words. You saw his eyes, but you had the emotion in his words.
Yes, his words.
Yeah. The emotions in the words. And the emotions were this. And then restraint. There's no restraint. There's no restraint. We're talking about emotions. Good. So you're talking about the emotions. Hurt is when you are deflated. When it's as if you're at that point you can't do anything, that's hurt. It wasn't hurt was feelings. Angry. Even when he mentioned the father to a murdered son, the husband to a murdered wife, even when he mentioned that, it wasn't hurt, it was anger. You heard it, that's his emotion. You could hear it from his voice. If you notice, he modulated, he went slightly higher. The father to a murdered son, the husband to a murdered wife. The wife was not high. And then modulation went down, and I shall have my revenge. That is resolution to give you that thing like, I don't need to shout to. Because I don't tell my mind, say, if I can't kill you here and now, how am I supposed to want you? I'll kill you in the other life. That's the solution. In his emotion, his voice. Was there any body language? No. Was there expression? Yes. You could see it in his eyes. Those are the key things that I hope you have taken home for your modulation now, which you have 5 minutes to get ready. Let's go.
What about my life? What do you think you never passed your life thinking about? And I wanted to lay up somewhere to get all my responsibilities. I wanted to make me laugh like a princess. Like free and like it was hard and rocky and I was never going to do it. But I held on to it. With my husband. No. And I thought about how what to do and how to work out. What you realize that.
Hello.
That's it.
Okay, so did you get yeah, so like I said, monologue, yeah, sometimes different ways, different expressions. You are the way she back got on skin. Monologue is something because she's hurt. At that point, she doesn't know what to do. From the pain from her husband and everything. There is so our group.
I thought you wanted to do it.
Very inventive.
So we can
Very,
do
very
it.
inventive. But I can do something very good for you.
I know. I don't want you guys to move on that spot.
I'm waiting for you. Action.
Thinking of the room. Hey, honey, what do you want me to do for you today? Nothing. Let's get it done. I just said that yeah. Basically, it's just a monologue that's very sharp. I just wanted to get it, see it, to understand. I love it. So, I know that a lot of us here are not actors, but we have to pick one monologue. Which monologue we get to do. I like your hand.
So you guys should talk now. Why are you looking at me? No, you guys should. That's right. Remember what you said? Remember what you said? Collect. We're not going to trophy or something. We just want to.
We have to do
We have exactly. So, you were here when I did. So, which do you guys have?
Do you guys have any monologue? Do you want to try?
Don't worry, these girls don't have nobody. Don't worry.
See, let me tell you something. It's very official, it's normal for every actor. Just that one good shot, you never, right? But when you start, so if you have, but if you feel like you don't want to, you just want to watch every other person so that once you guys that post, it works. But our monologue, so we have to choose now so that we can work on
So that we can work on it together.
so we have to choose a monologue.
So that we can.
So yes,
Yeah, should we go? Should we don't want to get off?
yes, yes.
So I should do it all.
So we'll be forcing you to be stopping. Just you already know your monologue. So you're just doing it so that in case you have to make corrections.
James. Oh, wow. Underestimated. Oh.
Yes.
So, where is James? So I'm coming. James is sitting.
You do my motion now.
When she said we can pause it.
You're asking an abstract question. She has explained the question.
No. Why did you allow me to finish talking? I'm sorry. Never mind. But she said we can pause you anytime. That's why I clarified before I asked.
I'm sorry. No, calm down, guys.
Say something.
So, our questions are very valid because they don't really know the act, right? You need to understand where I'm going. So she's asking where he is. So that means, oh, okay, so
I was looking at her eyes. At the point where she was talking to James, because she had looked at different places while talking to James. So, and James is supposed to be someone tied up or something. So I wanted to know where she was looking at, because at this point she was not talking to me. Secondly, when she said speaking at that, was it trying to say at that point, or it was something that happened before? I was expecting to pause, and then she was speaking because that, yes, that's what I wanted to say.
okay, very one would be very good. So
And I told her to say just pause. Like, you just said, don't raise your voice up. Like, obviously, there was conversation before James decided his position.
Okay, so you call it, let me see the demonstration. Should I call it again? So you tell me. James. Okay.
So the last James is like, yes, it's like I need you to understand that this conversation I'm about to have.
I'm sorry. No, I'm a kid. Now, Joseph.
So we are going to do all the words. I know I have done it. Don't worry. It's interesting. Sorry. I'm sorry I don't have Jordan, so go on. Okay, you know what? You know the way. Let me just our own now. You understand it as well. Our own major concern is that if you are going to position James, let's say you're standing in that
This one I'm not doing that. When I did it before, did I for anybody?
so yes, so
That was time I was. But now because she was trying to get my situation.
and that is
I'm not sure what seat, I'm not sure what to do.
yeah. See that one where she
Which one?
the part where you got that she kind of like she's moved.
Yeah, to be too high
You
now.
have to get it done.
I was angry.
And that's what he said. Your anger is very
Let me
valid.
see. How do I do that?
That's what I'm saying.
Here.
You have to do you understand? Let me the only thing else we're doing is from what so we're just trying to so let's do that. It's your own memory. I like the thing because you even look like a character. No, like you look do you understand? Like you look like okay, let me start from there. So just
There's a setting here for HDD or something like that that will make this thing go away.
See, you're part of how the do you understand? At that point, James said something very
You wanted to,
he wanted to, so you cut him short. That's it.
just like when there's one thing in Scandal where I wanted to, where the president wanted to say, was like, stop. So he wanted to, so that they shoot when the person talks, that people
Yeah,
know.
yeah, you cut him. All
Now
right.
they hear me.
I believe
Unless
that.
if you check but this one, unless if you check with another phone, like you use your check
No,
But she never did anything. See, let me tell you something that what she will now do.
since
Yes, she will now do like, you know when, you understand, you're doing it for something else, she will now do that. Right. So my God, the lie of
But I can build up to that.
I know this is take your time, darling. You have to get all the
don't try it.
it's part of it. I know.
Somebody else told me that I'm not Somebody else told me that I'm not
Oh, you not to school.
Try to come to me and decide. So sit. That your mother used you to get married to you were pregnant. And children. My emotions are I'm happy with my over this. I have to wait.
Yeah. Oh,
what I'm getting, if I'm getting paid and she's a little bit like
Alright, guys, right now, I think you guys are ready. Now we need to, sorry? This is the restroom. Are we good? Are we good? Shall we round up, please? On your mark. Get set. Where's my culture? So let's understand how it works for me. Don't impress me. It's a big mistake if you try to. It's not about me, it's about you. Just always know that it's not about you. I can be very intimidating, but my looks are because of my status being Ramsey Nouah. I know that affects a lot of people when I discuss with them. I'll give you an insight. When I was calling audition for Rattlesnake and sorry, thinking about the Rattlesnake, a lot of actors will come, and when they see me, they're very jittery. Most times they lose the role. I know, for the life of them, maybe on a neutral ground, they'd probably be great performers, great actors. But no matter how much I try to beg them that, forget me, disregard me, don't even think that I exist. Close your eyes to me, that you can't see me. It still doesn't work. I kind of have that kind of effect on people. But it's not deliberate, because I try to be as humble and as down to earth. Naturally, I'm very down to earth, so I try to be as down to earth with them as possible. I go to local dialects, which language they speak, preaching, whatever. So I bring them close to see, but sometimes they get a bit weary. I'm sharing that with you right now. If you feel any of that, please talk to me about it. And however way I can put you at rest, I will. Okay? Don't let me intimidate you whatsoever. Try and put up your front. It's not a bad thing, even if you feel that way. I felt that way too. I felt that way growing up, back in the early days and all of that, I felt so much. And I remember, first time I went to Hollywood to act, and I had like a white DD cameraman and the camera, big mighty camera in front of me and all of that. So now my life with this. I was kind of like, because when you see their setup, hey, it's a far cry coming from where I'm coming. A far cry, I'm not kidding you. When you see their setup, the professional setup, the camera, the places where they go for lunch, their breaks, they always have like every hour, they probably have like a tea break, cigarette break, they go smoke cigar, drink coffee, I was out of place. I was just thinking of myself, I said, where I'm coming from, tea break, no go better money. which tea break or cigarette break. No, you dey smoke as you dey work. In Nigeria, it's still has to go. So everything is on the go. So what going on? There was almost in the day you see the setup, the technical setup, the camera works, the sound. I had like, was it two sound men, two sound guys. Like you have a sound guy here now. So he has a mixer and a recorder and two boom mics with four body lapels. Then you have a second one with the same thing. Two mixer, two recorder, two booms, and 5 lapels. 2 of those. Then this one has 2 guys booming. This one has 4 boom. That's how I was saying. Not the guy said with far. I was intimidated. I was like jittery, buckled up. I don't be very last. What did I do? That's our father. All right, so that's the thing. Don't worry about it. There are no understand it. There are no plaques or whatever. There's nothing to win. What wins is you, or what represents the group is the winner, not me, not anybody. And you know why? I won't be judged. You guys will judge. So understand it. You're not impressing me. You need to impress yourself and show that you're an actor devoid of who you are. Do you understand me? Good. So, did we do it by ABC or 1, 2, 3? Okay, so first group number 1, who's our representative? No, hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
She's taking the reverse.
I'm sorry, I'm a synagogue member, so morning.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So, good evening, everyone. So, my name is Amaka. By the grace of God, I'm an actor. So, I'm going to be doing for 1.
Perfect. Just stand up. Face your group. Group 2.
Hello everyone, my name is Amina, and I'm representing Group 2. Hello everyone, my name is Michael, and I'm representing Group 3.
Group 4. Thank God.
Hello everyone, I'm Chibuike Chris. I'm representing Group 4.
All right. So these are your representatives, and here's the thing: they're going to deliver their monologue. Since I'm going to go into the audience and sit back and watch to myself, and after that, for every group that we want to analyze, for every group that represents, for every actor that represents a group will be analyzed by the other 3 groups, right? So after group 1 performs, group 2, 3, and 4 analyzes group 1. Group 2 is performing, group 1, 3, and 4 analyze. Okay? That's how we're going to do it. Yes, please. Please come this way. Yeah, no, you want the lights. Sorry. Um, First group one,
Yeah.
stay. The other group two, stay there, you can watch too. Just stay in the line, you don't have to see. You can see that. Take a step. If you're scared, then you're not an actor. As that will be your first downfall. Fear not. Fear not. I'm waiting for. Yeah. Well, I wanted to come so we wouldn't miss. Yes. Perfect. Oh, you're doing stills and video now. All right. Sit. Sorry, hold on a second. What do you have? Or should I give her this one? Yeah. You're going to change them. You're going to change all of them. Hold on. Sam, give us green light. Say something.
The laptop is not connected to the signal.
Okay.
Okay, how long will that take? Wait. You good?
Yeah.
It's going to take a bit? How long? Give it this one.
What you say? I can hear you. I should be my phone. I'm ready.
Hello. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Please concentrate. And then don't forget, write down, jot down whatever your assessments are so that when you're sharing, you can share constructively. Okay? Constructively. Don't forget, you have all the acting tools right behind you. Now it's just a reading exercise, body language. You ready?
I'm ready.
Action.
James. Wow. You truly underestimated me. So you actually thought I was going to sit, fold my arms and watch you get married to another woman. Wow. Who you are going to be getting married to today is none other than Noah, Judith, Amaka. Okay. How dare you raise your voice to talk when I am talking? I am like a wounded lion. I am so ready to devour anyone who tried to come between me and my desires. So if I were you, I would sit put and do as I am told to do. You have the guts to bring a wedding invitation to my house. That your mother forced you to get married to another girl because she got pregnant for you. After 15 years of relationship, over 10 abortions, I killed 10 children for you. You don't deserve to be. I have a lawyer over there. I have 2 wedding bands there. I have a cake over there. You're well dressed. You're very much ready to get married. Barrister, I present you the groom and the bride. Get us married right now. And for the cake, I eat the cake. I love you for you. You rest my life up. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Another round of applause like this. Room 2. Sorry, I didn't mention the time limits, but I'm thinking the monologue shouldn't more than 2 minutes max.
And I said, okay, for this one now, when I was not done, you can turn it.
You ready? You good? Alright, let's pay attention to this, guys. And action.
Oh, I've been standing with you. I've been right here with you, Troy. I couldn't lie to you.
Hold on. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, it's not good.
Oh, I've been standing with you. I've been right here with you, Troy. I couldn't lie to you. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you. Don't you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me? Don't you think it ever crossed my mind to want to know other men? That I wanted to lay up somewhere and forget about my responsibilities? That I wanted someone to make me laugh so I could feel good? You're not the only one who's got wants and needs. But I held on to you, Troy. I took all my feelings and wants and needs and dreams.
and I buried them inside you. I planted the seed and watched them green and green. I planted myself inside you and waited to bloom. It didn't take no 18 years to realize the soil was hard and rocky and it was never going to bloom. But I held on to you, Troy. I held you tighter. It was my husband. I owed you. Everything I had, every part of me I could find to give you. And upstairs in that bedroom with the darkness falling in on me, I gave everything I had, every part of me I could find, to try to raise the doubt that you wasn't the finest man in the world, and wherever you were going, I was going to be there with you because you was my husband. Because that's the only way I was going to survive as your wife. You're always talking about what you give and what you don't have to give. But you take too, Troy. You take and don't even know nobody's giving. Thank you.
I can kill them. I can kill them.
Thank you.
Good one. All right, Maggie, let's say a special number. That's not fair, you. Come on.
No wonder.
Are you ready? Good. Silence, everybody, please. Thank you. And action.
My name is Maggie. I'll be giving a monologue by David Oyelowo in the movie The United Kingdom. I hear you no longer wish for me to honor my duty to serve you as your queen because of the color of the husband that I have chosen. Our neighboring countries and us around you, your schools, your churches, your hospitals, all segregated in practicing laws and law. Are we to now uphold the same abomination that is apartheid in our own courtroom? The very same abomination that has oppressed us for decades. Is that the future of our Africa? We should not be fighting for segregation. We should be fighting for equality. That is where we should be putting our minds, not in the color of the husband that I have chosen. A man whose only crime has been to fall in love with me. And mine to fall in love with you. I cannot serve you without him by my side. But I cannot force you to accept this. But know that Africa can never be free until everyone in Africa, both black and white, realize that race should have no bearing on justice and equality. I am ready to serve you because I love my people. I love this land. But I also love my husband. And he did not choose to wait.
Group 4. Are you ready? Yep, good. Silence everyone, please. Just give it technicals just a little. Can I? Sure. Let's go. You ready? There will always be light on you, I said. I'll manage. And action. I don't just think I'm better than you think. Oh, trust me, it's not. I mean, Jesus, you haven't changed a bit since high school. Really? Guy, at 24, I still want getting us into trouble. Only then it was you hiding your weed in our locker, and now you have us partying with wanted criminals. It's not truth anymore, man. It's not. We're getting too old for this. And your stupid get rich quick schemes, get on it. Are you kidding me? When was the last time you had a good job, man? When was the last time you picked up a paycheck? Heck, when was the last time you had a girlfriend? So, that's what she did.
It's time for dance. So, let us analyze.
Now, I know this is going to be slightly tough. I can understand sentiments are involved. My group, my representative was conference or whatever. But here's what it is. This is going to determine how an actor you are. Because an actor is meant to be devoid of sentiments and, all of that stuff. It's very important. An actor should be able to play all kinds of roles or anything devoid of any attachments whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
So, let's start from group 1. Now, group 2, 3, and 4. Who's going to represent your analysis of group 1? Who? Do we have a representative? Now, amongst you guys, did you share, or you guys want to have a minute? Okay, fine. So I'm going to give you all a minute to brainstorm on the performance of all your representatives. Group one, what are you doing? You're supposed to do a 1 minute. So group one, you're going to analyze group two, three, and four. Sorry? All you guys are going to brainstorm and put all your points together and then a spokesperson. Yeah. Yes. Spokesperson. You analyze together, write down your points, share with the school whoever is going to be spokesperson. You find a person and give this for us, this for the group.
For me, personally, she came to give a detailed speech. It wasn't accurate. She had a very essential speech. I love
Because she was like, she was talking about politics, and you could say what she was saying, but by the time she said about her husband, and she changed, you could see that this was more emotional. Which was like,
Then number three, number
Guy,
Alright guys, now that'll be it. I'm so sorry, I wish I could yes, you're analyzing one. Not alone. So the only thing you don't analyze is your people. You analyze one, three, or four. No, unfortunately, we don't have time. So, you guys have to be patient. Yes. Let's go. No, it's okay. Group one is just on standby. Now, group 2, 3, and 4. Who's the spokesperson? Awesome, cool. Who's the spokesperson for 3? Perfect. Group 2. Well, we're very limited on time, I'm sorry. We have to go. Are we good? Now let's start with group 2. Your analysis of performance.
Okay.
Say your name and
my name is Rio David. My analysis for group 1 would be
no, not your analysis.
the analysis done by my group.
Group what?
Group 2's analysis for group 1 would be. Thank you very much. So the actor up there, we had points on her breathing. She didn't seem to control her breath. Her body movements. So we think she was a bit over the space. So now constructively, would say that to be a stage performance as opposed to camera. And she lost us also tiny bit with her imagination. That's the positioning of her props. Because when she was describing where things were, the cake was on this side, or when she was going to eat the cake, certainly went in front of her. Well, I think it's a mobile cake, so yeah.
So understand how this works. It's not from him, it's from the group. So nobody should pick the spokesperson. Don't pick the spokesperson, yeah. It's a good, that's a very good analysis. In fact, I think you nailed it, but let's hear every other person's too. Every other group, I mean. Yeah, group 3.
So on behalf of the group, we think you did an amazing job.
I like the diplomacy, that's so lovely. Yeah.
So, but what we paid attention to was in terms of the mannerisms and how you took us on that journey with your voice. We felt it was at surface level when you started, but then when you really started to get in, you really started to drag us in with it. And we really loved that part.
I love that.
Sorry, sorry, everybody. And then we noticed the tremor in your voice. And as at first, we weren't sure if that tremor was more of rage or bitterness, but like I said, towards the end, the picture got more clear out.
It's not the guy, it's a group.
I love you guys.
Group 4.
So, my first analysis, the first thing we noticed was her performance kind of reminded us of Gloria Swanson in Sunset Boulevard. That distorted reality.
Okay.
And then we felt there was a disconnect with the beginning when she mentioned her lover's name, James, 3 times. It was a bit different from everything else that was forgivable since it was the beginning. And we felt it was too long because she reached many, climactic points, and then that would have left the most fantastic impact. But it kept going, and then we followed to another climactic point, but then it kept going again. So it was like it kept reading us in, but it was kind of like overdone at the same time. And we saw a lot of emotions in your face, which was fantastic. But we felt like in your voice it was a little lacking, especially with the scream. But we love that you dominated and you weren't like afraid to do what you needed to do. Okay?
Okay. Okay, so I'm now going to analyze all the spokesperson for what you have said, and that's so let me clap for you guys first. You guys are I love the fact that you guys are taking along. I don't know, maybe because you already have background knowledge of how this works already. Maybe that's why it's so easy to do with you guys. But thank you very much for making it easy for me. All right, the group two. Yes, your analysis was very vague. It wasn't internal enough. And I don't know if it's because you guys didn't have enough time to explain her emotions very in-depthly. So I'll allow you for other ones. I hope you're well prepared and prepped up for it, so that the other groups that you're going to analyze, you probably have an insight to proper delivery. Group three, you guys were awesome. I love you guys because you're very diplomatic. You make the girl understood that okay, she had good performance, but she had a little fault, which is very minimal in what you have said, and it's very true. The best analysis for group one comes from group one. They analyzed it absolutely. It was very professional. They weren't they went completely into your emotions, the exaggerated parts. They talked about your voice. We talked about voice earlier, and your modulation, your body drama, and they liked the fact that you were dominating. But if only you had the climax and anticlimax, and you dropped, and then you finished out, maybe it was a bit too all over the place. Yes, it was a bit too all over the place, But to crown it all is that they applaud you for the way you carried it, the no holds barred, it took you like you didn't care. Yeah.
Shut up.
Your womb don't see that. Who is gone? There's no way. You need to go do research. Go do research. Wonderful.
It's not 10 abortions. I'm not the one who can't say
it. All right. Now let's go. So we've analyzed group one. Now we're analyzing group two. We'll start with group one. Who's the spokesperson for group one? Great. Now, microphone.
Okay, so it's Noah again. I'm the spokesperson for group one. So I'm going to be analyzing her. We are going to be giving our analysis of her performance. Firstly, it was a really good performance. She put a lot of emphasis on the things she was saying, like she was emphasizing on her words, but she started too abrupt. Like the part of the monologue that is supposed to draw you in was missed, and the part where she was supposed to save it, like after she failed to draw us in, the part where she was supposed to save it, she wasn't able to because she didn't have breaths, she didn't pause. She didn't sink into the room. She was just rolling it out, and there was no intonation. So she just kept going. And one thing she did, she had an accent at a point. And if you're going to, accents are tricky. And if you're going to use an accent, you have to embody the accent basically. and she didn't necessarily do that. So it also took from her performance. So I think if she had stuck with her natural traditional accent, it would have given more to the role rather than taking away from it. So yeah, I think that is what we got.
Perfect. Now, sorry, I forgot to mark Act 1, but we're going to start marking now. So give the microphone back to me. You, from Group 1, over 10 for voice. Voice, of course, which is modulation and punchlines and all. Body language, gestures, mannerisms. And what's the third one? So there is voice, there is body. So over 10 now. Voice, body, and expression. Voice?
Voice 3.
3 over 10?
Yes.
Body?
7.
7 over 10. Expression?
5.
5. Thank you. Now, Group 3. Your analysis.
All right, so on behalf of my group 3, first of all, we were lost by her beauty.
Is that from the group or from you?
However, we took this of the punchlines. She said 18 years of my life, but then we were not sure if she was talking from regrets, if she was beaten, or if it was pain. We couldn't fathom. Also, we felt she was reading through the lines along as she was going on. She was not precise, so we were lost and found lost and found. She was not enunciating. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Thank you very much. So for scoring, body language we give her 6, voice 4, and expression 5.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, let's pass it on to the discussion.
So for hers, we felt the body gestures were real, and we could see that she was distraught in her body language. And we could tell that there was a lot of anger from both of them, and we saw like strong eye contact between her and the person she was actually speaking to. Her voice showed that she had missed her life, like the life that she had missed. You could see, sorry, her eyes showed the life that she wanted to have, like she's looking at him, but she's seeing like all the things that she let go of. But we felt there was some disconnect with the accent. So it's like, because the monologue is one that you kind of thrust into, your audience wasn't really prepared for that accent. So it was like your normal voice and then the tip. And then we also felt like sometimes we could see you, sometimes we could see Viola Davis. So we weren't really sure who we were looking at. It was like a kind of comparison. You kind of change the monologue to suit yourself, that would have made it like a bit better and you would have owned the performance more. So for voice, we have 2, expression 5, and body 7.
Thank you.
So this is the second act. Are you all deflated?
No.
Do you feel deflated?
No.
Good, please don't. It's very important that you understand how it works. So this is not criticism, it's analysis. Understand? It's not to bring anybody down. It's to talk about it, and it's a learning process. You're aware, right? You're learning. That's perfect. Yes. My opinion of you is the same thing They've all said it all, so I'm just going to resonate it softly. You did well, but you reeled out the dialogue too much. You were just reading out lines, like you're in a hurry. You didn't own it. So for Group 1's performance, you realize that she owned it. And then she fluctuated. You see when she had a dramatic rises and a dramatic pauses, it's deliberate for me. Because during the pauses, I can see more of your reaction, expressions. I can feel it more than when you're running the lines so fast that the expressions almost get lost in it. So you could run lines fast and still slow the expressions, but it's kind of like really hard. And those kind of things you do for a certain kind of character, not cut across characters. So, yes, thumbs up to you guys. Well done. Now we're going to group 3. Now, Group 1, spokesman, your analysis of Group 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, a second, please. And we have to be fast this time. Okay, time's up. We have to try and make it fast, okay? Sorry, it's already 5 p.m. I can't believe how time passed. All right. So it's vital that you understand how it flows. Basically, you have to be devoid of your sentiments, your own personal emotions when you're working as an actor. You have to be able to tell yourself that some of them, some you win, some you lose. You can't play all characters, so it's very hard. There are certain factors that actually would affect you playing all characters. Features, facial features, for instance. You get what I'm saying? Yes, complexion. I got that a lot. This is, they say at one point in time, is that because I'm the half caste, I maybe they get all the jobs that time. So this is racism though. But then, and it wasn't that. It's because I was very passionate about it. I love the art. I never play with it. I'm very, very passionate. I love my work and I love it, like completely. So you can see it in me when I work and the things I do that it's not about being gifted, because you can be passionate about something and not have the gifts because you love it. And I always say to people, like, when you love it, you're passionate about something, no matter what it is, even if it's not, you're sitting behind the desk and being a bank manager or an entrepreneur with some big box or whatever. Even if you're a waste disposal person and you do it with passion, you realize that you're very, very successful. Because there are a lot of people, you're a shoe cobbler and you make shoes out of passion, it shows. And I'm not kidding you. I mentioned to you earlier, I said the films that go to the Oscars are not director's film or the writer's film, it's really actor's film. Pull your ears when I'm telling you that is a key factor. You know why? It's passion. And it's passion in performance. And it's visible. When people can resonate, people are watching performance and they're having good feelings. Why would I not give you the award? That's the important thing. That's what we lack. I don't blame us. I blame it on the system. Because the system has been, the kind of rule, the system has made people just want, everyone's just hungry right now to feed the stomach rather than to feed their creativity, their work, Rather than that, they just now belay. So anything that just gives me the belay. And another major problem with this demography of, there's a whole lot of self-entitlement out there. Like why should I get any less? That's what's going on. All the music today is like, what's that Beyonce's song? If you realize you should have put a ring on it, the entitlement these days, where everybody just cries about, I deserve more, I deserve more, I deserve more. The whole thing, and everyone is buying into that, is the truth about it is once you have that mentality, you have sold yourself short. You sold yourself short of any good thing in life. You sold yourself short. And until you understand that it's not about you when it comes to what you love and what you're passionate about. It's not about you, it's about that work. So if you have it, are we aware that most of the artworks that we have that are extremely expensive today, that the artist even gets a fraction of its worth back then? Are you aware? I'm not going to say that that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But I'm just saying, as passionate as they were back then to do what they did, if they were considering the worth of what they were doing, they probably wouldn't do as much as they did. They'd have done 1 or 2 and said, I'm not getting the value for my work, so fuck it, or to them. Right? And that's what I'm seeing in today. A lot of people want value for very minimal things. The truth is we're not there yet. And one of the big comparisons to the world that have started and doing well, the world that have better leaders, better livelihood, better living. Most times they make us compare ourselves to them. Like today, right now, they're asking me, what's my worth in the movie industry? Everyone thinks that, oh man, I'm having that old stuff that we don't make. You'll be shocked. The money we use in social living in bondage, we're not making capital investors, not even talk of profits. But you know what we're smiling here? Did we make a change? Yes, we made a change. Did we turn the industry around? Yes, we turned the industry around. Living in bondage now became a reference point for filmmaking in Nigeria. Living in bondage. And that was our target. We achieved something. We ran at a loss, but we achieved something. Today we pride ourselves over it. Because that's the only way we can bring change. If I was going to expect, okay, what I'm going to be paid now because I'm a director or as an actor and all of that, trust me, I won't go far. I won't go far. All right, now, so let's go back to who's doing now. Okay, good. So as brief as possible, start. Thank you.
Okay, the analysis for this brief, firstly, her performance was amazing. It was very enthralling. So it pulled the audience in from the moment she started. Although at some point she did fall flat during the performance, but because there was strength in her initial delivery, it was very easy to miss the points where she was. And even after that, she was able to save the performance because there was a point where she was talking about her country and then she went on to talk about her husband. And when she was talking about her country, you could sense duty when she was saying, if you don't want me to be your queen, whatever. And then she went on to talk about her husband and his only crime was falling in love with me. At that point, you could see vulnerability and you could see pain. And she quickly transitioned from this strong queen to a woman in love that's hurt by the fact that someone does not accept her partner. So overall, it was a very, very beautiful performance. It was just in the middle where she fell flat. We think there was necessarily anything wrong with the performance.
Great.
Great. Oh yeah. For voice, 9. For body language, although for her role there wasn't much of body language to be done, so we would give her 5, and then for expression 8. Yes.
9 by 8. Outstanding. Please. 2. Let's go fast.
Yeah. Good evening still. So for group 3, we as a group here decided that it really was an outstanding performance, to be honest, and something stood out. It wasn't just her performance, the fact that she slated before she started the performance, that showed transition. Hey, I'm an actor, and me, and hey, I'm human, and me, and now I'm an actor, I'm performing. And for that, I think the rest of the points will be invited. Thank you very much.
When she took a breathe in, right? That's what you call sleep. Just like,
No, when she said her name, and
oh, okay.
so, you want us to grade?
Are you good?
Do you want us to grade?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, cool. For body, I'd give her an 8 because she indeed showed me that she was royalty. I think with the hand at the back, I noticed it. Even when her hands were moving and shaking, I can also notice that we did. Yeah, for voice, yes, it spelled royalty. Yeah, so we'll give you
Yeah.
8 for voice, and for expressions, for camera, yeah, if I was judging based on camera, I'd give you a strong 9. But for stage, let's say I start all the way back, I'll play it safe at 4.
Perfect. First thing.
So for group 3, we felt she had good pace and her enunciation was good because we could hear every word. And we also felt she played it safe with the speech. Like when you're trying to, let's say, it's easy to deliver a monologue as a speech when you're talking about patriotism. Like you easily pull people in and get them to care about what you're talking about because it's something they can relate to. So we like that she picked that kind of topic. And we felt that she had a lot of strength. But then we felt she didn't take space up in like our hearts, despite the fact that she was kind of like scolding them. Like we could tell that she was like a queen disappointed in her people and she was scolding them, but it lacked a certain depth that made us feel that would make us feel bad for her. I don't know if you guys understand that.
Cool.
Yeah. So so our grades are 7 for voice and modulation, 7 for expression, and 5 for body. We gave 5 for body because we thought there was like a big disconnect with her legs. There was this jerky thing, but we weren't sure it was part of your performance, but it was kind of swinging and it was a bit distracting.
Perfect. So the four still has the best analysis so far. Now let's see you guys analyze group 4. So back to 1. Oh, okay. They want to say something about group 3. Everything about group 3 was well mentioned. Yes, the performance was really good. Even though it was a monologue from an established film from Hollywood, it was very, very good. I felt that you were a bit in a rush taking the lines. These are some of the things I try to correct. Like I always say that actors, you have dramatic license and the liberty to calm down and draw the lines. I see more emotions in expression when you give me that slight certain pauses. You have a bit of it. It's just that when you're running the lines, maybe because you have a sing voice, is this thing where it becomes to be shrilly rather than heavy. So if I'm directing you, I will tell you to calm down, speak softly, even with emotions. Then, key factor, all of you feel that you are very animated with your expressions. You give it away. Like when you take certain lines, the contortion of eyes and face and all of that is very, you do it too often. You did that a lot. So these are tips that I'm trying to share with you. Best how to use voice is very important. Let me feel emotions in your voice. I think because we come from this background of very boisterous people, very expressive people. It tends to show in our delivery and our expressions a lot. So it needs to reduce. Like if I could be passive face, but my tone will be telling you I'm stern, you know. And there are different ways to be happy or say something funny, and there are different ways to laugh at funny. And we all have our different expressions to things, no doubt. But if you notice, most of our monologues are quite heavy on the emotions of maybe anger, pain, you know. The only person that did a bit of extra, you know, should I call it sinister or maybe crazy is group one. You know, that she went a bit like loony, like a hand. But every other person was more like, you know, I've been hurt, as I've been, you know. So basically, we did mostly two emotions. You see, anger, pain. That's what all the monologue here came to be. So nobody has given me at least four emotions in a monologue, where you have an unrelated performance of, you know, happy, joy, anger, sad, breakdown or something, all in one, seamlessly. You know, that is the strength of monologue where you have to play, you know, where you can even go crazy if you want to. And I mean go crazy, I mean, you know, like actors saying, man, this whole thing they saw me to the point I would even laugh myself, you know, like what she was doing. So, but then we'll talk about that. We need to finish now. But based on that analysis on three, now let's analyze four. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with one quickly.
Okay, firstly, for his performance was really good, but and his body language was good, but he failed to possess the role. If you look at him and the way he even walked on stage, there was too much of him in the role that he played. It was very safe. You could still, he didn't become someone else. He just played himself, reading lines. So he failed to possess the role he was playing. Although his body language was good and he was audible, his intonation still didn't, like, the key thing is possession. And because he wasn't able to possess that role, it showed in his intonation, it showed in his charisma and the way he carried himself. He was too much of himself in everything he did. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool.
For body, we will give him a 6. For voice, we will give him a 5, and for expression, we will give him 2.5 or 3. Because your expression is directly related to the possession of the role, and if you can't possess the role, you can't express the role.
Perfect. That's a good one. Nice one. This guy can be very actual. Defended himself very well. All right, 2. Let's go. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. My name is Onaya. So for facial expression, because his facial expressions were good, and his facial expressions were also telling us that a couple of statements had led up to the particular scene that we were seeing at the moment. He had good modulation. Some people thought that it was moderate. However, we felt emphasis on certain things like paycheck, girlfriend, job, to tell us, yes, and he made good use of pauses in his monologue. And we also felt his monologue came from a place of frustration, but at the same time, it had important regard to the friendship that he shares with this other person that he's to. And his sitting to standing to leaving the scene gave us a sense of resignation. Like, I'm sort of giving up on you, like I'm tired, basically. And for the grades, for body language, he had 7, for voice 8, and expressions 8 as well.
Okay, Emmanuel, who's speaking? On behalf of Group 3, we have 1 minute. Yeah, we like the fact that he localized an international script. We like that. We love that. We also felt that dude, we actually paid for this ride. Please take us to our destination safely. But then he entered the ride and it was so fast. And then we jumped off on the way and we couldn't find ourselves. Also, we also felt that we couldn't see the character. We seeing more of the person who came on stage, the way he came to the stage here. That was important for us too. And then let's just go to the grades. For both of you, we give him 6 for expression of life. Thank you.
Now, please, let's make that a round of applause for all of us. This is really nice. So I'm just going to break it down, and then we'll get back to the lecture, and I'll try to summarize. We're already at the end quickly, and then I'm just going to break it down. So, all of you did perfectly well. I'm going to choose my actor, because I have a script I'm going to send out between myself and the best actor today. Unfortunately, Group 4 were the best analysis, but were the poorest in acting. I'm so sorry, but it's all good. Don't take it wrongly. Don't take it wrongly. It's a learning curve for us. Group 2 was also very good in analysis. Group 1 was very good in analysis, to a certain extent. Acting, like average. And acting on Group 2, average. Acting on Group 3, best. And then the analysis of Group 4's acting, let me break it down, 2020. So you came on and you had a swag. You had a swag on. Swag on means it's all about you. So it's not about the character you're portraying or what you're owning on. So it's about a swag. It's okay, I don't have a problem with that. I see that a lot in Denzel Washington, which is true. So that's Denzel. He's an established actor. So he has a swag that has followership already. So he tends to latch onto that because he endears his fans. But you know, if the character is what you're playing is fine, but that I think that I want to see you, not in you, but in the character you're playing, I don't think that will fly. So that's why I said, out of them, you felt you didn't own the character, you didn't play it well. It was all about the swag. Even your sway off was like swag. I don't have a problem with that, but for monologue, next time, if you're going and you're doing an audition like this, call it for monologue. Don't do it. Do that for character that's already established. They say, okay, come and play Uptown Boy. You fly. That one you fly very well. You know, like we have a character for you in this film. Is this Uptown Boy? Oh, but it's a monologue. You need to find a character that would bring out that act in you. That thing that makes you a good actor. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's very key. Always remember that. Now, we've done all of this. Let's go forward. We've done mannerisms, our monologue. Okay, I already mentioned this already, right? I told you that black people are very animated and expressive people, boisterous. It shows in our acting performances. However, in filmmaking, it doesn't resonate well with the audience. Play a character in a way I don't see it coming. Once I can predict it, the performance loses its relevance. I mentioned that already. You know, we talked about it earlier, which is the same thing as like what I'm talking about you, when your faces are contoured, flowing with your dialogue, because your dialogue is heavy. The dialogue is anger, so because you want to now use your expression to express it. You know, sometimes expressionless faces are quite heavy. They are so strong that they compel you. Viola Davis does that a lot, if you notice. She almost have like a blank face, but her voice, you can tell you can feel all she's trying to say. And these are things that, you know, you need to check when you're looking at delivering your films. Next. I said I was shocked a few times in Nigeria. There's no need for this one. I was just going to say, okay, Group A, give me Agbero style in how do they react to something. You can slap an outside Agbero. What would he say? Yeah, wow. It's not outside. When it's not outside. Oh, wow, sing it. Group 2, Igbo man, Igbo Agbero. The staff is what we say. Anyway, that's just a play. Next one. So, I wish I had time. I would have just said, all the actors should have come out and done these facial expressions for me, sad, angry, joy, confused, irritated. There's some of these, what do you call it, symbols, emojis here, that gives you things without you saying a word. That's just saying, be sad. And let me see how your face is going to control to look sad. Be angry. Be happy. Irritated. So, if you can't do it now, because we're very limited in time, when you get home, your best teacher is your mirror. Don't forget that. It's very important. Yeah? Have a mirror in the house and look at yourself. Stop admiring yourself, please. I'm going to talk about that very soon. Like I keep saying, as an actor, it's not about you. It's about what? The character. Always have that at the back of your mind. The reason why today most of these actors are having difficulty internalizing is because they see themselves first. They want to go and see themselves as fine boy or fine girls in front of camera rather than the character they're playing. It's a big mistake. It's a big, big, big mistake. I always love to play because, luckily for me, I'll say luckily or privileged for me, I happen to test both sides of the coin growing up, meaning that I live the life of a poor person and I live the life of a good person and a rich person. It's like saying I tasted being a prince and a pauper. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up with that. It helped my career at all. Because I can dine with rich people, I can sit down, I can communicate and have an intellectual conversation with them and be at ease and peace because I know how they work. And so sit with a local person all the way in Nigeria, Mushi, you name it. And I'll eat around with them now, and I'll communicate and be on the same terms. It's a free flow. It helped my career a lot as an actor. And what you're grooming yourself, always remember that it's very key that you understand how to be the boss lady. What's her name? The one that divorced Brad Pitt. You can be Angelina Jolie, the boss lady, right? Then you can be Mercy Johnson, the baby girl from Navy. Yeah? If you see Mercy, you see, she knows she's capable of it. She's capable of playing in Baking and playing Uptown Angelina Jolie. You know what I'm saying? You must be able to, you must have that